Okay, hello everyone, I'm Problg, or Pro, depending on how you guys know me, and this is some private battles I had with Sam Wang, and so we pretty much just did 4 games, and it just shows how rusty I really am. So the first game was on, it wasn't Temple, it wasn't Cards, it was Pyramid. The first game was on Pyramid. So I decided to use my farm strat, which I normally use in anti-stalling, but I did it a little different than normally and ended up testing something and it failed utterly. Or did it? That's the real question. And as you can see, I'm messaging him on Skype with all the codes and everything. And I am going to say, this is probably a really crappy commentary before anything even starts. But first map is Pyramid, and let's just see how it goes. So, some of you guys may know me from King of the Hill, and you guys know I try to be creative with my strategies, but this one isn't very creative at all, at least I think, but I've always been doing it, like right when the new map came out. So, as you can see, we're just telling each other good luck, and I think I ended up giving him a shout out somewhere in there, at least I hope I did, because he made my epic channel art. If you guys didn't see that, go check it out. And I decided, if you put the cannon on the top, it will anti-stall. If you don't, it won't anti-stall and it will screw you over if you're going farms. I learned that the hard way, but during nubs I don't anti-stall it just for the sheer fact I like putting my farms on the top, and that's probably a really bad idea. You guys can't tell I'm sick as well. I feel really bad that I lost these games. Like, I am really sick. And the song in this video is Duality by Dimrain47. I had it looping, so it's probably going to get a little annoying, which I apologize for. But what I like to do, some people, if you guys don't know how overpowered the Ring of Fire is, that's what everybody uses now. And even I'm beginning to love it, to be completely honest. I used to never use tack shooters, but now I use them all the time. Actually, I always use them on this map though, because like nobody used them. With a 0.1 second fire rate difference, it makes a huge difference even though it doesn't look like it. But you know what? I'm cutting ahead a little bit too much in my opinion, because I've already gotten out a ton in about 2 minutes and I got 30 to go. See, round 4 we both have our 3-0 cannons, so we're both safe against pinks. I don't even know if this was King of the Hill rules because none of them made it that far and we never said anything about it, so makes it fun. And he's gonna try to make my cannon whiff with pinks, I guess, to make me lose a few lives, but in all reality, lives are pretty much worthless. If you anti-stall good enough, late game is not gonna happen on this map unless he's an ice staller. But ice stalling was nerfed, but you can still ice stall. It's not as completely overpowered as it was before, but it's still pretty crazy overpowered. And he's like sending a couple groups of pinks, 1, maybe 2 at a time, and it's doing 3 lives of damage, I think. Did you guys notice I reveal I have farms as well? I got to 400 in-game economy, which, if you notice, in a few levels, let's just compare farms. He has 3 1-0, and I have just a single 1-0. But I'll catch up soon enough. Got higher in-game economy, and there's some long rounds coming up, so it's no big deal. Now, Black's on round 6. Ooh, none of us have our tack shooters up yet. So, me being the aggressive person I am, I don't worry about them. I'm just going to send him right away. And if you put a 2-0 on the edge, it'll fend off the Blacks just fine. But I'm going to leak more than him, because I don't have it towards the beginning, but I have it towards the end, because I was going to make that a Ring of Fire, but then I realized how bad of a spot that was. And then I decided, let's be stupid, let's test out a new spot. It worked in a way, to be completely honest, but then again it didn't. And also, I normally just put it the Ring of Fire right where I want to and make it 3-0. It hurts my economy early game, but it helps it late game because I have a lot less things to sell when I get my Ring of Fire. So I end up losing less money in the long run. So you can see round 7, I'm like, okay, well, it's almost round 8 anyway, so I'm going to have to sell everything. So I just got my 3-0 right there, and that's the Ring of Fire spot I really wanted to test. And turns out, it worked. It really did, but not as well as I hoped. The range wasn't as big as I thought, but it worked decently. To to be completely honest. And he sends Region Blacks against me. Let's see if that'll do anything. I actually don't remember if it does or not. And looks like it is, but it's not. So there's no worries here. Region White should be the same. At least that I hope. And no lives lost on that rush. And then, is this the game where I start trying to mix and it fails utterly, or no? But if you notice, he has a 2-0 farm's a full farm, in my opinion. So he's got 2.5 farms, and I have caught up officially. And I actually have more in-game economy than him. And now he sells stuff, so I tried sending some yellows, but he tried getting it in the same spot as me, but it's actually not the same spot. You're going to want to put it a little to the left and down for it to be the same spot on the opposite side. But the spot didn't work out as well as I hoped anyway. So I got a little greedy on round 10 and 11, but I could still afford everything just fine. So this is where the inner aggressive me comes out, you know, because whenever you upgrade, there's a delay on time, which I know that, so I decided to send him some camo pinks, and if I sold my farms, I probably could have won the game, but I didn't, so that screwed me over in the long run. But if you notice, he loses a ton of lives by that, which, awesome for me, sucks for him. Now, he's gonna have to be forced to be more offensive, and now, I put my mortar spot there, because I have one spot right where it shoots. I can move it twice to where he has it right now, and there's 2 spots, and then I can put it in the middle, and then I can put it where my tac shoots. So I have 4 different spots to avoid mortar exploits. It's not perfect against camo pinks. That's why you can just move it up a spot if that's what they do, because spaced pinks, no big deal. Group pinks, no big deal. They're just gonna waste their money. But if they like try to mortar exploit you, you know, you're gonna know. So you're gonna have to shoot it once, twice, and then 3 times. So it works out in the end. And now this, I got way too greedy here, if you notice. Now just look, I didn't think that was gonna kill me, and I die. So that's game 1, GG to him. He beat me fair and square, and then the song resets, surprise. So just messaging him on Skype for the new code and everything, and how lazy I was. So this map, we're gonna go on simple, and this is the strategy I've been working on, and it turned out, it failed utterly. I mean, I know I'm rusty and everything, but it's still a lot worse than doing a lot worse than it used to, because I remember people used to be more aggressive than him, and I still lived with about 50 lives. But let's see how well this game goes. Now we're at game 2. So he takes forever to pick his towers, so I'm just sitting here holding my boat, because everybody loves boats, and he's gonna pick his towers. There we go. This is where, this also really confused me, as well as the next game, but we're not there yet, you know. So this is where I tell him how bad I am and how rusty I am, and he says he can tell I'm rusty. No, if you look at if you look at my boomer spot, that's a weird boomer spot indeed, but then if you look at his, just as weird. No. If I wasn't rusty, I probably could have exploited that fairly well, but I am, so it didn't work out so well. Darn for me. And got my 2-0 boomer up, which means I'm just gonna leak a few lives like I used to when I get greedy. And I refused to use boomer cannon forever, just for the sheer fact I was really greedy. But turns out it gives me more economy. So I'm happy with being more greedy. You know, I hate copying that part, but there's not anything else it can do. But you hear me spamming the keyboard in the background. Sometimes I don't know. And also you hear me coughing in the background like the whole game, which is just shows how sick I am. And when I talk, not coughing as much, no big deal. And let's see, as you can see, got the cannon boomer set up, and actually, I'd be smarter to lose lives, to be completely honest, if I was really, really greedy. But just look at his boomer spot, paying attention to my side too much. If you just look, it's got the straightaway, which I know how powerful straightaways are, but turns out more powerful than I thought. It's like the same as if it's on the awesome spot, which doesn't leak as much as I hoped. So I'm like, okay, this isn't working. So I decided to try to layer. That didn't go so well either. Also, you know, as you can see, I and leaking a little, but not that much, so it's not really a worry for me. You know, this is where he decides to quit being lazy. He gets a couple 0-0 boomers, so you know he does have to work a little bit instead of like not at all. So it's not as good, but it anti-stalls awesome, which will screw me over in the late game. I think my economy was decent. I don't remember, but it wasn't that good because if you look, it's anti-stalling pretty crazily. Most people, they just put it up a ring because it doesn't affect anything. The boomer still is good, but nope, not him. But if you notice, his farm economy is just garbage, to be completely honest. But he did start with balloon economy, so I really can't blame him there. But if you're to anti-stall that much, I really don't get the point of starting with balloon economy. But whatever works. And, you know, he's got those 0-0 boomers, I think, are on last, so I decided to send some blacks against them, and followed up by greens, because they're doing nothing. Which kinda really sucks. I'm wasting a lot of money on that, too, like, their economy, because the delay, but still not that insane, I guess. And so, you know, he's sending blacks against me. If you noticed, he's grouping them out fairly well, and then if you just look at what goes by, this is where I'm like, oh crap, he's just going to keep doing this, and it's going to go downhill from there. So, it went downhill, as you can clearly see. I've dropped about tons and tons of lives about that. And, did I give him a shout out yet? I think I did, but I'm still really rusty, as you can obviously tell. And, let's see. Regen Whites I sent against him, but he sells for a Ricochet. Why did he sell the 2-0 boomer instead of the 2-0-0s? That didn't make much sense whatsoever. Whatever, I guess he thinks that's a better spot, and it's still on last. Or is it on close? I don't think it's gonna miss no matter what there, but whatever. But if you notice here, I'm like, holy crap, I'm leaking way too much. I think I just realized what it is. I didn't put my Ricochet on close. That's probably why. That's not good at all. I really should have put it on close. Now he calls the early GG here, so I'm like, no, and I die. Okay, so I'm down 2-0. This isn't good. And game 3. This is where I get mad. I'm like, okay, I'm done trying to use my own strategies when I'm a rusty. I'm just gonna copy one that's really easy, and I shouldn't lose. I really shouldn't. So I just used the overpowered strategy because I got mad that I lost. So I feel bad for using this strategy. Like it's overpowered. But whatever. Now game 3. And by the way, there was 4 games in this, so I guess this is a longer game, to say the least. So I decide, you know what, we're gonna use the completely overpowered strategy, but here's the thing, just look what he does. You know, you guys have probably already seen this, it's stupid, overpowered, whatever. And then he starts with, I can't say it yet, He starts with a ninja. Who starts with a ninja? Oh. And then he gets a cannon, I'm like, okay, I guess the ninja's for fast balloons, and then the cannon's for massive groups of balloons. Okay, whatever. So at this point, I'm really confused. I didn't even go for no lives lost at all this game, but I figured if he's using ninjas, I really should have no worries whatsoever. Now he says, how did I leak? I guess on my screen I got a little less unlucky. Then see 2 lives leak? I can't see what he said. Yeah, that's why I'm leaking. See, I have no idea. Normally, if you got it, I think it's because I didn't have the 0-0 cannon. Actually, that is why. But normally, a 0-0 cannon and a 3-0 can no lives lost pinks, which I found pretty ridiculously insane. Now, as you can see, I'm trying to like get the exact number just so I can send out blues that much faster, because I'm way too greedy for my own good. As you can see, I don't leak. Yeah, I don't think I leak at all. Oh, well, I got unlucky there. Whatever. 146 lives? 45? Thought I got down to 144. No big deal. Okay. And then he asked if I beat Tyler. Here's the thing. He does not die. He does not die. I played him, let's see, way too many times. I beat him twice. One of them, it was when he was using, oh god, my computer got just blacked out. That's not supposed to happen. So, what happened is the games that I beat him, one of them, it was his private subscriber series 4, or maybe 5, not sure. But it was where we had to use no lives lost with 2 tack shooters, 2 super monkeys, 2 snipers, and tack shooters, or spike factories all at 2. There was no possible way to defend camo pinks if it's an all-out rush. That's how I ended up beating him. It actually ended up killing him instead of making him lose the 1 needed life, which, you know what, it worked. Screw you, peoples. And then, also, another time when he did the 1 tower special thing with boats on Hydro, and I just sent him a massive region yellow rush. I was a little mean, but whatever. But also, I think the last time I played him on this map, got him down to 1 life with it got me pretty mad. And he ended up leaking a lot from the greens, which pretty cool. It's still round 7. I'm solid. He's not. But actually, is he? Is he now? Because I think he upgraded his tack shooter. It's getting slowly overwhelmed, but it's not that big of a deal. And yeah, and then so I got him down to 1 life last time I played him on this map. And it kind of got me pretty mad. You don't live with 1 life. You just don't. It was awful. Wait, then he said, oh, yeah, I need to talk about this. If you guys look at my channel, you guys know, or some of you may know, that I used to have a mountainous channel art that I got from Google Plus because I didn't feel like getting anything. But I didn't like it, so I actually asked him if he'd make me a channel art, and he said he would. And if you look at it, it looks awesome. I mean, I can't thank him enough. He's awesome. And then, if you look, his tack shooter's working just fine, so this is where I decided, okay, time to be the aggressive inner me, and I started trying to layer, and just followed it by yellows, and holy crap, was I like dying in the background? So, as you see, I layer it, and no close, but no go. Apparently his attack shooter's perfect in positioning. Then again, mine's close enough to perfect. I don't really worry about it, but I misplaced it, because if you look how crappily I start placing them, eventually, if it gets that far, that is intense, it's bad. And I'm thinking about saying region led, but I decided not to, so this is where, whenever anybody asks your economy, I just say 1 more than it, to be completely honest, just to, why not? And then, yep, I actually had 909 economy, and he had 900, then he decided to send massive, like, economy. But here's the thing, I had village, so I couldn't be that greedy, but it worked. Now, because of his decal, it's cracking up and it covers most of the balloon. He sent region zebras and camo yellows, a lot of them, but I couldn't tell they were camo. And then I'm like, holy crap, they're camo, and nothing ended up leaking. Still scared me though. And I upgraded the range finally because I'm really greedy and I don't really care about a little range for a while. Then I'll get it eventually. Solos, the spaced rainbows. Now this is where I decided to try to layer. And let me tell you, I am really rusty. Like, I didn't even layer it properly. Especially because this map's a lot shorter, so I have to do it differently. But he still ends up leaking. Didn't layer up good, but he ended up leaking. That's all that matters. And now, you know, he has his mortar back in the not perfect spot, but it's a little harder to mortar exploit. I could probably actually still mortar exploit that, but I didn't. I decided, let's make this fun, which is exactly what I did. So, you guys notice I have all my textures up. I decided to upgrade the range a little because I didn't know what else to do. And if you hear my Skype blowing up in the background, it was bad, but I had to talk to him about it, like, well, after games and stuff. So he says unstoppable, or unstoppable maybe? So this is where I just sent some space camo pinks, forgetting about the ninja completely. which I guess that's actually why he hasn't prevent mortar exploits, but if I get, like, mass camo pinks past it and it just suck for script balloons, he will lose lives, but did I do that? We will find out. And I actually am down 2-0, but it's not really a big deal. And as you can see, I got my X2 village, and I got my textures, and actually I learned this pretty cool strat. I used to do it on the yin yang, but not anymore. It's you use, he had like 3 tack shooters that were 3-8-0, and he had a 0-1 village by him for round 8. I'm pretty sure it's not cost effective at all, but it was pretty cool to see. Now you see just spam 0-0 ninjas, which just makes me even more defiant. I'm like, okay, I can get camo pinks past that if I mortar exploit him, just because it's not at the very beginning. And he makes a smiley face? Yeah, I think he made a smiley face, because I made fun of Evil Day's spelling skills. No big deal. And I get my cannons up, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna be lazy. I upgrade them all to 2-0, and this is where I decided to get a little greedy with economy, and whites for economy just because they look cooler. Don't worry about it. Round 18 comes, I'm still being the greedy me. You know, always gotta be greedy. You can't not be. It's official. So I have 3 2-0 cannons. I decide to get my jungle drums up. He gets mad at me because I'm being lazy. So he sends a Moab. Is it gonna come? Or did he not really send one? Am I just... Yeah, he sends a Moab. So this is where I try to quick buy 3 Maulers, but I actually quick bought an Assassin, but no big deal. So he sends another Moab, if I recall. Nah, didn't send another one. So then he starts asking about the speed of the Moab, so I'm expecting fast cooldown ceramics, to be honest. If you notice, I'm getting my tack shooters ready. Because, you know, or no, not fast cooldown ceramics, fast cooldown Moabs. So then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be greedy to make him think I'm broke. But I'm not really broke. So he asked how fast I'm. I just told him it's slow. So I'm like, okay, if it is, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna like, you'll just look. As you can see, he sends a BFB. So what I do is I just wait for my assassin ability to come back. Oh yeah, and he sets the speed of a red thing or something like that. So I wait for my assassin ability to come back. I assassinate into that. It pops down to Moabs. So then I just sell all those to get my Blade Maelstroms up. It did, I think I saw a full ceramic get by on my screen almost. I guess the Blade Maelstrom saved me there. So this is where I decided to buy some assassins. And then I'm like, okay, then ceramics are scary. So I Blade Maelstrom'd it, then I Blade Maelstrom'd it again. Then I just sold everything for a massive fast cooldown Moab rush, because it was fun to do at the time. To be honest, I didn't even need to do that, it was just fun. So then I called the early GG. Is he really gonna die? Or is he gonna... He bought a 2-3 into, so then he just accepts his fate. No, he doesn't. I lied. He gets a 2-4 mortar. So then I just spam pinks at him. And he dies anyway. So now, I'm down 2-1. But I only did 4 games because it was getting long and talking sucks after a while. As you can see, he got all mad, I think, because he lost, but he beat me twice, even though I'm rusty, but still, not many people beat me. I've never been beat 3-0 to my knowledge, so don't even think about it. So then, he gives me the code, copy and paste it, and he picks cards. And I don't even know how well I played. It was weird. It worked. But it was fun. So this is where I'm like, he didn't start with a farm, which was weird to me, just for the sheer fact it's cards. Everybody starts with the farm on cards. But he decided, okay, let's go balloon economy. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I start with my farm, and this is where I do something interesting that you guys have maybe seen, maybe not, but it's a new boomerang spot that I found more effective. It can solo blacks unless it's layered with the natural balloons. I found that out the hard way, but I prefer it because it also is a sick anti-stall. People think they can actually get farms to like be useless on cards, so screw you. As you can see, now I got my 0-0 cannon up. Space blues kinda suck, but now I get my 0-0 boomer up. Put it on last. No, I'm assuming you guys all know who Stinny is, so this is what I like to call a Stinny spot. You know, actually you can't really tell right now because it's still 0-0, but once it's 2-3 you'll see what I mean. It's pretty epic. It's weird how it works, but it works perfect, to be completely honest. I still don't know how you can hear me in the background. I had my speakers off. So weird. But God, I sound like I was dying in the background. It was bad. As you see, you know, I decided if I could sell my cannon early, but that's a lot of red balloons. So I decided to wait and just make it 0-3 first, and then because me knowing it's a Stinny spot, I sell my cannon and no, I don't sell my cannon. I get lazy. But I sell it now, I get it. Now if you look how it curves around again, it can solo the pinks. No lives lost. It's not layering that badly right now, as you can see. But when you stop sending pinks, that happens. And there's no natural balloons coming out right now, so I will leak. That's the big flaw of this. But he didn't notice it curved around again because of that, which is good for me because it made him waste more money. And as you guys can see, nothing got by. Even like if you send like one thing of pink, that's not gonna get by. And see, I'm ahead of him in farm economy as well. And I got a better defense, to be completely honest. But he keeps trying these pinks, and they're failing utterly. But layering with the natural balloons, it kind of sucks after a while. That's the big flaw of this spot. But it's better. Don't worry about it. Now, I normally get a mortar, but for this spot, you can't get a mortar. But as you can see, he's being lazy. He still has his 1-3 boomer, so I don't spam the blacks, because that's just going to hurt my economy. I just send little by little until he decides to not be lazy, and I just stop. You know, it doesn't hurt my economy that much, and it hurts his. It works more in my favor than his, to my knowledge. And, you know, you kind of just can't ignore blacks coming. It's going to hurt. Well, he decides to send blacks at me. And, surprise, I only leak 1 life because it stopped firing for a second. But now, no lives lost. Perfect. Well, that last leak because they had to stop firing as well. But as long as it's firing, no lives lost. Awesome. Now, normally I have to get a mortar for the yellows, but you kind of can't with the spot because once it gets past, it's going to have way too much time to regrow back into the full region yellows. So I was thinking about it, and I'm like, my money's decent, so I decided, okay, let's get up my 3-0, and our farm economies ended up sucking, aggressive and stuff. As you can see, I'm at 80 lives, which sucks, but he's still at the full 150, so this is where I decide, okay, I'm going to send some region black followed by yellows. It was a pretty hefty size rush, just considering I'm going farms, and it's going to hurt my farm economy, but how well is it gonna do? And I just kept sending the yellows, which I probably shouldn't do, but I think that got me like a full 50-something economy. If you notice, I still ended up layering a little bit, so yeah, he didn't even leak at all. Never mind. But now it's round 10. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be the greedy me again. It's a big flaw of mine, being greedy. But now is where I decided, okay, now I have to get my mortar up for real this time. Now since region led, this is where I'm worried I'm gonna have to micro, but if you look, nothing gets by. Nothing. No worries. And as you can see, you know, still, this is where I decided I'm thinking I'm gonna lose a life, but it really didn't end up mattering at all. And I put my mortar right there to prevent mortar exploits, and his is in the same spot. Now this got me pretty mad. I had my mortar in an awesome spot, and just look what happens. 1 gets by, 2 gets by, 3 gets by, 4 gets, no, well, not 4 didn't get by, but you get the gist of it. That kind of sucked. It's not supposed to happen. Now 5 gets by. How? Like, how? And then 6 camo pinks got by. But I actually ended up rotting him, and because he was being lazy. I don't let you guys be lazy. If I'm playing you, you're not being lazy. So, for ceramics, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna get up a turbocharge. Screw you. And this I expect him to send ceramics right away because I didn't end up doing anything. So he sends. It was bad. And he sends more space pinks against me, thinking it's not gonna work. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's not gonna work against me at all. I will micro. This is where I forgot to micro it back. But then I noticed he sold the farm, so I just turbocharged it. Pretty much just demolished the Rainbow Rush, but I decided to get another 2-3 boomers quick as possible. And he had to sell a farm for that, so it ended up hurting his economy, which is awesome. So, as you can see, we're getting near the end of the video, so how am I going to kill him? He's going to send more Camp Space Pink Skins to me. This is just getting annoying. I don't want to have to micro this much. So then I messed up. I was going to send him a massive Camo Pink Rush, but I failed utterly. So, you notice I start hovering over my farms for a while. What can this mean? Does it mean I'm going to rush? Does it mean he's being lazy? Do I see a big exploit in his defense? Do I see a big exploit in my defense? Yes, I do. But, no big deal. As you can see, my rush will be his rush. And I actually have my turbocharged ability back in case worst comes to worst. So I hold down the 0, I sell my farm, 0, farm, 0, farm, and then I ended up selling my other 2-3 boomer to send Camo Pinks around it because boy, still distracted on the ceramics. And I won. GG. Hope you guys all enjoyed. And commentating officially sucks, but whatever. And so I'm thinking about doing another game, but I can't. Have fun.